On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, My Hero Academia episode 106, The Hellish Todoroki Family. Yo, I feel like I'm going crazy. What the hell has happened to this series that I am agreeing with Bakugo more than anyone? First, the week before last, he was giving Endeavor the what for, even going as far as calling him cringe, which was absolutely hilarious and spot on. But today most of all, and the most uncomfortable part of this entire situation, right? Bakugo was the voice of reason. I mean, let's face it, this is a very uncomfortable and awkward position that Deku and Bakugo have found themselves in. I mean, they were invited to this dinner. Yes, tensions are running very high, but there's no reason to air your dirty laundry. Oh, and don't even get me started on this. Ooh, they were in a separate room while Deku and Bakugo were away doing dishes. First and foremost, you lose all expectations of privacy when you decide to make your walls out of fucking paper. Secondly, and you even said it yourself, you knew they were coming back to help you with the dishes. So I absolutely loved it when Bakugo busted through that door saying, dude, you guys shouldn't be talking about this super sensitive, very personal shit while you have guests. I absolutely love how Fuyumi is like the glue of the Todoroki family, right? But honestly, choosing to invite Shoto's classmates, presumably as some kind of buffer, why are you placing that emotional baggage on some fucking teenagers that are literally trying to, you know, become heroes to save the fucking world? Like, honestly, Bakugo, you get MVP just for that shit right there. Now, besides this disaster of a dinner, I think it plays more towards the overall theme of today's episode, which actually is, you guessed it, Todoroki Enji is a piece of fucking shit. And while he may be successful as a hero, he has absolutely failed as a father. But that's not to say he hasn't been trying. Baby steps, baby steps. He is moving forward, but at a very slow pace. He has left some very deep emotional craters in his family, and let's face it, it's a pretty much broken home at this point. The mother is currently hospitalized, but getting better, thanks mainly due in part to Deku's overall influence on Shoto during the sports festivals and having him, you know, overcome his past, or at least begin to work towards that. And while Fuyumi is trying to make this a happy home and keep the family together, the eldest son Natsu is not having any of that shit. But besides hitting their mom and indirectly causing her to harm Shoto, that might not actually be the worst thing that Endeavor has ever done. Let's talk about Toya. This is actually the second time that this character has been brought up. It seems Endeavor had another son and Shoto had another older brother. And it seems like something emotionally devastating has happened involving this character and the rest of the Todoroki family. But given the Batsudan at the end of today's episode where Endeavor is burning incense in front of a picture that is presumably of his son, it's definitely not looking good for this character. And it actually explains a lot of Natsu's ire. Like I said, it felt like a majority of today's episode is there to reiterate the fact that Enji is a absolute shitty father. Of course, we already know this, but they really wanted to shove it in our face and allude to the fact that he may have killed his son, or at least caused his son's death. I mean, we all know that he likes to go overboard with his training, but even with the possible death of a child on the table, Endeavor's greatest sin is naming his sidekicks flaming sidekickers. Seriously, Horikoshi, that's the best you can come up with. I got 4 ideas shooting out of my ass already, and they all come with alliteration. How about blazing buddies, pyro partners, fire friends, and my personal favorite, scorching sidekicks. See? Without the ER, you know, you're real fucking lucky that burning is part of that team. Anyways, I absolutely enjoyed this episode, especially over last week's, which is basically a movie tie-in. By the way, I did see that first trailer for the movie. Not bad. Very interesting to see that Deku will be on the run because he is wanted for being a mass murderer. Like, that's a pretty interesting plot point. I honestly am looking forward to that. Not to mention, we'll be witnessing what I feared most involving the drug trigger when it was unleashed in the populace and you see everyone in that trailer go fucking crazy. Like, their quirks just, they can't handle them. Talk about a real quirk doomsday theory. But yeah, I'm glad to be back in the thick of it. We're back in the main series. We're focusing on improving our skills. But like I said, the Liberation Army teaming up with the League of Villains, something is happening. Something big is happening for months. And honestly, against an army that's 100,000 strong, we're gonna need every hero available. So yes, even if it means working with a monster, you better get in those reps, boys, because you're gonna fucking need them. Anyways, with all that being said and more My Hero Academia next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.